What's going on, SC430 community? Welcome back for a second episode of Operation Frankenstein. Going to be continuing just prepping to replace everything, so I'm still ripping out parts, figuring out what parts I need, and get that I already have, and determine what I need to purchase, because Christmas is coming up in a couple days, so obviously nothing's going to be really open, so I need to at least prepare to figure out what to buy them now, or just buy them right after Christmas, and start putting in parts that I can, that I have laying around. So last episode finished up by taking out the suspension from the 07 SC430. Today probably going to do more exterior parts for the trunk, like the struts. I just found out that those are bad, so I'm going to take them out from the 07, put it in this one. That small door handle piece I'm going to rip out as well. Going to take the trunk, the rear bumper off, because it looks like there was some wiring that was done, and it was done poorly, so there is some open wires hanging around, and then probably from there start gutting the interior. So maybe we'll get to that today, if not tomorrow. Other than that, let's get started. Alright, so this episode, I've already taken everything out that was laying around in here. As you can see, there's some damage here and there. There's some dents, scratches, things of that nature. Back seat doesn't look too bad. The damage that's been in here probably because of having parts sit in here possibly, or it was already pre-existing, I don't know. But we're going to still gut everything to clean it up, figure out what the hell's going on down here, and make sure everything is where it's supposed to be, right? I am deciding on replacing this whole entire console out and replacing it with an extra black one that I have. So there you go, part of Frankenstein. We're going to change that to black because we have some damage here. Looks like someone attempted to put new leather on it. It ended up being crappy. It's missing the button on here so it doesn't close, and then there's a bunch of other damage on the back anyway, so I'm going to replace it with the black one. It's also damaged as well, but it's better than whatever the heck is going on here. Back seats, maybe I'll replace it in black. Again, depends on how it looks when I actually take it out and compare the two. Pick the better one, right? Then moving on to, there's a problem. Window doesn't even line up with the hood, so I'm gonna bend the window down. There we go. We'll have to figure that one out. So as you can see, the trunk is being held up by a piece of wood. Struts are no good, so we're gonna have to replace those. Then whatever happened back here, previous owner or whatever the hell decided to wire up their own amp, I guess, and did it poorly, so all the carpeting on the interior, they put it in the wrong way, because there's a specific order on how to put it in, so clearly they skipped and tried to just squeeze it in there and bend it, so you can see there's some damage. They got lazy and choppy, so definitely gonna have to gut the whole thing, clean the carpeting anyways, right? So then I can figure out where the hell this wire is and get it out, so we don't have any live wires, if they are live, right, hanging around in here. So as you can see, in the 07 SC430, the rear struts look brand new, so definitely gonna be taking that, and obviously it's holding up on its own, so definitely want to use that. So while we're back here, I am going to take out the rear bumper as well, because you can see this is already hanging, so I'm going to check to see what's going on back here. Maybe it's just fasteners that are no good or whatever, so hopefully we can still use it. I mean, for the most part, the bumper looks fine, really. But again, we want to make sure everything fits in properly and doesn't just fall out and hang around. And then from last episode, I mentioned that there is some very cheap wiring going on back here. So I am going to want to take the whole bumper out to see what the heck is actually going on, make repairs as needed, and things of that nature. So I'm going to get started by taking this piece out, because we're missing it on the other SC, and it doesn't matter that it's scratched, because I'm going to sand it out and repaint it to match that color if I have extra leftover paint from repainting that fender right there. So let's just start. Well, taking out parts, screws. Well, taking out screws for the rear bumper. You can tell the paint difference. This was not the original bumper, and I can also tell by frame damage. Really, really bad. So I bet you when I take this bumper off, we're gonna see some rear end damage. So looks like this car was in a collision, besides the fender bender, but possibly rear ended as well. Yep, just like I expected. Rear end. Oh wait, are these bullet holes? Oh shoot! Oh damn! Well, it was definitely rear-ended, but these are not natural. Huh? This car has seen some serious crap. But, well, it's a good thing it took the bumper off, because look at this. Garbage wiring. Garbage wiring again. Those are for the speed markers. Here's your rear reverse lights. This one, the wires are right here. Gone. These are for your license plate. It wasn't even hooked up to the bumper. So, yeah, well, we have quite the vehicle we're working on. But that is okay. We will bring her back. So, upon looking at the bullet holes, trying to make sure it didn't damage anything underneath here, doesn't look like it hit anything, because at least for these three, the bullet did go completely through. So maybe it hit the tire or something, because I don't really see any damage unless it was already replaced. The three right here, there's metal behind it, so I'm assuming it didn't go through all the way. But while looking at it again, looking through here, might be a little bit difficult to see, but through this crack I see 3 more bullet holes. So it's probably somewhere right around here, but I don't know how to take this fender out, this rear fender out, because at least I thought it was part of the body, so I'm not sure. But I see foam that they try to fill up the bullet holes with, so I'm assuming the only way I'm going to be able to actually check and verify is by ripping this whole thing out. But to get to that, you have to rip out basically everything. So I'm gonna gut everything because I'm just gonna clean it anyways, right? So might as well we could see what's going on in there. Maybe it damaged some of the convertible operation, but we'll see. Okay, so the entire interior of the trunk has been gutted. Here is a bunch of wiring that is definitely not the original, so I'm definitely gonna have to pull all those out, figure out where the damage has been done. As you can see, there's the sub is also missing. I think I have an extra. And then the bullet holes that I was talking about earlier, they are. See, it's right through to the outside, and then there's some that have been filled up with foam. So I believe it has been shot 9 times, possibly more. If there's any hidden ones or small bullet holes were from shrapnel from the bullet hitting the car. There's a bunch of pretty ghetto spliced wiring back here, so this may affect the sound system of the original. So we're gonna have to figure out how to work with that. Either if I can find where it's supposed to go, solder them back together, no problem. If not, I will pull the wiring harness from that. Hopefully, I think they should be the same, and put it back into here. But all those splice wires and open wires is onto this. So looks like they had an aftermarket amp of some sort, but we are going all OEM, so I'm not gonna even try to figure out to see if it works or not. Probably does. I'll keep it around, but I just don't want to put it in the car. So probably on to the next thing is ripping out the wires that shouldn't be in there, possibly. If not, probably have to gut the interior too pretty soon. Alright, so I cut the hood open, or I mean the roof open. It looks like there is a window tint on here. As you can see, it's poorly done, but I'm gonna rip it all out. Maybe do window tint in the future, but gutting out everything in here. The back seat, you can see there was a sub. They drilled through the frame like an idiot because they tried to use something aftermarket. So there's extra wires hanging around, some that go to literally nothing. I don't know, whoever previously on this is completely stupid, but they did have some aftermarket speakers. These are Alpines. This isn't the stock speaker, what is it, the Mark Levison or something like that. I do have some extra ones, but they are blown out too. But you know, we want to go full OEM, right? So maybe I'll use the budget to refoam it if needed, possibly, maybe, I don't know, I'm not sure yet. But can't use these aftermarket speakers because when you connect these to the OEM amplifier, there's a ohm resistance change or something like that that causes it to have like a static noise, I believe. I've heard on a lot of Lexus farms that have that. So to avoid all that crap and nonsense, gonna just rip it all out and just do all OEM. It just makes it easier. And then it looks like I'm gonna have to gut the entire interior. So the seats, center console, just to get the carpet out to see what the heck's going on, because clearly there was something going on, and I want to be able to see what the heck's going on exactly without having to guess. And then obviously make the repairs as needed. So we're going to take the seats out, center console out, probably going to take the steering wheel out because there's a lot of wear on it and on the airbag. So I have a replacement one that's, I think I never even used it because I purchased it from Japan because I wanted the Soror one, so I only took the airbag. So I still have the steering wheel and then my airbag. So since this is an 02, my SC430 is an 02, so this should be exact fit. But I mean, I think the 07 steering wheel would work hypothetically on this as well. There is some wear on this, on the signals, but I'm sure they work. There's no reason to replace it just because the fading, but that's fine. But once we completely gut everything out, gonna rip all the unnecessary crap, then onto basically cleaning, which will probably be in the next episode probably. But yeah, so far so good. Some complications just because of aftermarket and previous owner usage, but that's alright. We can still revive it, right? So yeah, so let's get to it. Alrighty guys, so it's the next day. This episode's going to be a 2-day video. Ignore the whining. Got a special guest today. So, taking out the seats for the entire interior. Ran into issues with obscure wiring everywhere. Found some more under the glove box while I was gutting out the center console. So you can see there's a bunch of extra wiring going into the radio, right, because of the aftermarket system that was in here. And of course the very cheap ghetto, not very clean and organized wiring management when they spliced a bunch of these wires. So I'm gonna have to spend quite a bit of time on electrical, unfortunately, because I hate dealing with electrical. But we want to make sure everything is still working when we plug in the radio, whether I go stock sound system or not, because I have a feeling there will be an issue with all this junk that's laying around and all that crap. But next up, gonna take out the carpet. Gonna want to get the carpet cleaned up as well, and then again check to see what other wiring is underneath the carpet, because on this side we have some wiring going through right underneath the seat, so they had to cut a hole through the carpet, so they definitely did something underneath, right? So gonna take that out, figure out what's going on, again pull out the wires that's not needed, that's not connected to anything, and do some diagnosing of all the wires. After I clean up all the carpet, and while it's drying, then I'll do all this shenanigans. So onto removing the carpet. Alrighty, so just took out the driver's side. As you can see, more wires, more and more wires. So probably the next thing is to just rip out all the wires, because they don't connect to anything. There you guys have it. All that foreign wiring is all ripped out. It's a lot better, even though there's exposed wires, but this is it. Like, you gotta be kidding me. So much wiring. It's insane. Here's the fuse for the amp, but it looks like I ended up figuring out that there was 2 amps, so that's why there's double the amount of wiring, because I guess they had 1 amp originally in the driver's seat for whatever reason, changed their mind, cut it out, ripped it out, but left the wiring, and then put in new wiring for another amplifier that I found in the trunk. That's an aftermarket one. It was like laid right behind the original one for whatever reason. It was laying right here, wasn't bolted on, it was just kind of sitting around. So ripped all the wires out, cut all the wires, and I only cut the wires that I knew that I could repair. So there was wires connected to here, and then this was just left exposed. So I'm just gonna strip some of these wires, and then solder the wires back onto the original harness. So that'll be no problem. I mean, the wires might be a little goofy looking, so if I need to get more wire, I can. I'll just have to label it. Unlike the person that cut it, I'll label it to make sure what's supposed to go to what. But I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. Yellow goes to yellow, black to black, red to red, white to white, etc. Things like that. So same thing. So same thing here. I did the same exact thing. Verified, like, okay, what wires are coming out of the wiring harness that are supposed to go to the original connector, and then just cut. So I got white with a red stripe, white with the red stripe on this side. I got a gray, I found the gray, there was a white and black, and then a black and red. So definitely 100% repairable. Now the real question is, once I repair it, will it work again, or if there's another issue somewhere, because these wires looks like it was pretty abused, so I wouldn't be surprised if there was damaged wiring somewhere else in the harness for whatever reason. But since I took out the aftermarket one and had different hookups, I might have to go purchase an aftermarket radio. If not, I'll just put the stock one back in here as temporary, so we can stay within the 1K budget, because I know the radios can be quite pricey, and I'm trying to keep everything stock, right, just for the sake of this video. I do want to do aftermarket radio just for Bluetooth reasons, but again, that won't be part of this video. We want to do a full revive, so just going to repair this and then go from there. Next up, probably going to be air hosing as much as I can out in regards to dust, and then obviously vacuuming. So I'll probably vacuum first and then dust out all the junk. And then onto cleaning the carpet. Alright, just removed the driver's side, and it looked like this. So I haven't touched anything since removing the panel. As you can see here, they did some ghetto cable work. This is supposed to be for the door handle, but looks like they broke it and tried to make their own makeshift thing, because it's supposed to look like this, but instead of the white piece would be green. They left this like this for some reason instead of properly covering it. Speaker that's usually up here, not even there, completely gone, no idea where it's at. Whatever the heck is going on here, I don't know what this is, but you know, got some fun wiring, so we're gonna have to resolder some stuff here. Aftermarket speaker, looks really good actually, but we're trying to go all original because original works. Not much aftermarket stuff works really well. There's some suspicious wiring back there again. It has the mount for the original OEM speaker, but then they mounted this on, you know, so I don't know. I'm sure it looks like something like this on the passenger side too, so gonna have to do some repairs. This cable, I'm gonna try to replace it with the one from the 2007 SC over there. Hopefully I can do that. I've never done it before, but I'm sure it should be plug and play, right? If not, I'll continue to use this and see if there's any like noticeable differences. Other than that, let's get to doing the passenger side. Alright, so I was able to get the cable for the lever for the door from the 07 SC430. Should be about the same. It was kind of iffy to take out, so that's why this side's kind of bent a little bit, but when I put it in this car, it should bend itself back straight-ish. But basically, to take it out, you have to take this panel off. There's four 10 millimeters. So you can see there's one there, one right here, and one right there. Then this whole plate comes out. And then there is this piece right here. There's like a plastic cover that covers the whole entire thing. I ended up breaking and just ripping it off because I don't think there's really much of a purpose in it besides maybe in case like it rains and water gets on it. So I'm gonna try to do my best to keep this one intact this time around, but I'm not really too sure what's holding it in place besides maybe this and then the screw that's right here, but I mean, I don't really know, but I'm gonna do my best to try to keep it intact, and then putting in this cable instead of this one. So it ended up breaking when I took it out because it appears that someone has taken it out before and tried to glue it. So I'm gonna have to re-glue it, and then the cable is supposed to be connected to where my thumb is at. So, gonna put this back together, probably glue it later, and then put it back in. Alrighty, passenger side is out. As you can see, we still have the green cable for this one, so that's good. Speaker is missing again at the top. It's right here. It's not the original one. They kind of just had it hanging right here, so when I took it off, it kind of just fell right off. This speaker is still here, but it's not even plugged in, I guess. I don't know. This cord goes into the automatic locking mechanism. Again, they have this random thing again with the aftermarket speaker, and then these were just left hanging. I'm assuming these go to the other speakers, I believe. Or no, these go into the window. The window in the lock actuator. This is supposed to go into the speaker. Look at this. What the heck is going on here? Oh, you know, fun stuff. Not bad. Okay, well, what can you do? What is done. Previous owner just was very careless, or took it to probably the worst mechanic ever. But yeah, next part will probably be me taking these out so I can figure out what wiring needs to go where, and then again the carpet stuff. So on to the next. Alright, so got the steering wheel off. I did leave a mark to remember to make sure when I put the steering wheel back on it's nice and straight. I did end up breaking the clock spring. this is what it looked like. I ended up accidentally forgetting to unplug this one like an idiot, and ended up completely breaking it. I mean, is it still functional? Probably, but I mean, I don't think we want to use something like this, right? So, luckily, I had another one from when I bought a Toyota Soror steering wheel. And I mainly bought it just because I wanted the Soror logo on the airbag that you might have seen on my SC430. So it ended up coming with an extra clock spring, so I just put the new one in now, and easy peasy. So now I'm just going to put the steering wheel back on and all that fun stuff, just so I don't have this laying around when I'm cleaning once I get to it. Alrighty, well, so that's it for episode 2 of Operation Frankenstein. Just finished really gutting the outside exterior, right, and majority of the interior, assessing what the issues are, figuring out what I can fix and what I need to go buy to replace, or figure out if I could rip it out of this other SC430. So probably now off camera, I'm going to probably just start again, figure out what I need, and then start cleaning up, doing some vacuuming, air hose some things out, wipe some things down that I can wipe down, right, that are from gunk and food and drinks or whatever the heck was in there. And then probably start going shopping with the list that I end up coming up with. So other than that, I'll see you guys next time.